Thank you for joining me on this handgun certification through SDI. My name is Jed Bigler, and this has been 15 weeks of pure fun.
Hello. This is week 5, the final week of the 15-week course. The 15 weeks of 3 courses. We started back in the beginning of summer with the revolver course, 202 revolvers. Then we went into 212 striker-fired pistols, and then we culminated here with the hammer-fired guns, pistols. And today is the 15th. As you'll see, the 15th of September. I'm Jed Bigler. This is FTH 223 week 5 assignment. This is the final assignment for the course and for the cert. Due to the fact that I did the degree program, I don't have to take the business class, so have fun for those that didn't. Okay, so we are going to talk about the hammer-fired pistol. We're going to talk about the SAR B6. I'm going to go ahead and clear it out. Dummy rounds in there. Clear. Just to show you. All right, bear with me. So, when we are inspecting this weapon in itself, you'll see it was still covered and everything. We're going to go ahead and ride that forward. So when we're inspecting this thing, we want to really pay attention to this, to the gun in itself, but the sub-assemblies that really can mess up. You have sub-assemblies in the slide, and you have sub-assemblies in the actual lower receiver itself. So to start out with, we're just going to go ahead and pull this apart. As you start learning and everything, you start learning all the little tricks and trades. Some will tell you to take the magazine, pop it out. I like to just use the table. So when we're inspecting this gun, we're inspecting for simple things. Is the rod here, is it straight? Is it wobbly? If it's wobbly, it needs to be replaced. The recoil spring, is there any cackling? Does it have good tension all the way around? If you pulled it off and it was still good, chances are it's still good. In the barrel itself, what we're looking for is we're looking for rusty areas, we're looking for pitting. We look down in the barrel itself, we're looking for pitting, and we're looking for buildup of copper or brass or carbon, everything. We're gonna look for, is the feed ramp smooth consistently? Is there any scratches? And if not, we're gonna buffer it out and shine it up and everything to get it working. And then over to the slide in itself, we're going to check for springiness. Tonight we're just using the flathead. So does the internal safety, firing pin safety work? And then is there spring on the firing pin in itself? And then finally, we're looking to see, is the extractor here, does it need work, does it not? And the way to know if it needs work, honestly, is to put it all back together. Very simple, very quick and easy. After a while, you just like, wow, you know this gun and everything. I used to think in the Air Force that I'll never get to know a gun as simple as all that. Oh, what's going on? All right, placing it all together. To know if the extractor's working, you should really just cycle a few rounds. There's one, comes out, empty. So, taking that out, testing all that, we tested that the extractor is good. So those are the areas in the slide that you're gonna look at. And then furthermore down the line, when you start getting into things, you wanna check out the receiver. You want to look at the trigger and the sear and all that. But I just talked about getting to know these guns, and then you just forget things. All right, so what we're looking for here is springiness in the trigger, or not the trigger, but the hammer. Does it do its half cock? Does it do that? All right, so you're also looking at when you pull the trigger back, does the trigger bar engage the sear and then let the sear go? does the sear and the subassembly of the ejector here, does it all work together? Does the slide stop work? Will it do what it's designed to do? And then finally, as I put this thing back together one more time to show you the slide stop, what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to tilt the barrel on this gun. So does it work? But you can also test out the magazine in itself. This is a subassembly that gets overlooked a lot. Does it hold bullets? Does it have good spring tension in it? And does it stop it? Does the stopper work? But what we're looking at here is the slide stop. Does it allow for slight movement there? And then does it hold everything into place? As it comes back, you'll see that this is a short recoil. So as the slide comes back, you'll see slightly the barrel moves with the slide and then unlocks. And with that, once it's back, is that what it's supposed to be doing? So that's what we're supposed to be looking at. All right, so finally we're going to talk about 10 different learning experiences we learned with this gun in itself. This is a SAR B6, right? It is a it's a clone of the CZ75. So very similar. When you're looking in, one of the things I learned is when you're looking for disassemble and reassemble instructions, when you are looking for instructions, just look for instructions for a CZ75. It is very, very, very similar, if not the same, for most things. I did learn that not all hammer fires are double single action. This is a double action. And then obviously as it slides back and the trigger resets, it becomes a single action like that. I learned that. For some reason, I should have known that too. My 1911 is a single action only. You have to rack it back or pull the hammer back, right? So that's that. Other learning things is just like anything else. There wasn't much more learning on this than there was with the strikers. There was complete differences on the revolver in itself, but just reiterating the cycle of operations and the functions check and everything, just the slight differences on those. But other than that, it was really just review, if that makes sense. It's just review on striker, and then of course the cycle of operation for each gun is just a review from each one, and the slight differences, you know, when does it eject, when does it feed, when does it extract, all that stuff. You know, a revolver is slightly different than a semi-automatic. So with that, they've asked us to identify one modification that we would like to do, and one, how much would it cost and how much time it would take. I think honestly I'd like to put a compensator on here. So knowing that is, we had to do research earlier, and I found that the compensators in themselves for this gun, the SAR B6, I'd have to replace the barrel for a thread-on barrel, and then I'd have to buy the compensator in itself. The compensator $100, and then the barrel in itself would be $100 to $150, depending on which one I wanted. So you ask how long that would take. Well, it won't take much longer than that, because I'd put a new barrel in, put it all back together, place it all there. I think the only other thing past this to do, you know, if I get stuck, if I get caught up on putting the gun back together, then obviously it's going to take long. But in design and everything, it's not going to take very long to do this job. Maybe 10-15 minutes if you have everything, if even that, because then you would just thread on the compensator and then, you know, blue Loctite, and then you'd be done. So you'd have a little stick out of a threaded area with the compensator. I don't have one. I think I might do it. So if I do, I'll do a video about it. That's pretty much that. So thank you. This has been a fun 15 weeks for me. I start work in the morning. I'm no longer retired from the Air Force. Well, I am always retired from the Air Force, but now I will be working for Raytheon in Tucson, Arizona.